All right, I'm going to cut across to Akshaya now, joining us live from Chennai. Akshaya, over to you. What's the pulse on the ground so far? What's been the voter turnout? We saw all the stars coming out, setting precedents. Vijay on a bicycle, Kamal Haasan right in the morning. You had Rajnikant as well, along with a bunch of his fans following suit. So they've come right in the morning to cast their vote, including the Chief Minister himself. Give us the mood on the ground as of now.
Nabila, what we're seeing here in the state of Tamil Nadu is that before the peak sun, most people have been venturing out to vote, and from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. onwards, what we've seen is, according to the data given by government, around 13.83% have already casted their vote. That is a huge number of people coming out and casting their vote, Nabila. And also today, what we can see is there is a continuous number of people coming in and out of the polling center. Though there's a COVID situation going on, it seems like the people of Tamil Nadu are eager to come and cast their vote. And all the stars of today, which includes Edappadi K. Palnisamy, O. Pannirselvam, M.K. Stalin, Udayanidhi Stalin, and also Kamal Haasan, all these contenders have already casted their votes. And as far as film stars are concerned, today we saw Chennai got a glimpse of all the favourite actors. Ajit was out, Vijay had come and casted his vote. Ajit again had come along with his wife, actress Shalini. So, you know, people were able to have a glimpse of all the star, a glittery day for them as well. And as far as politics is concerned, Nabila, we need to understand that this is a very important election for the state of Tamil Nadu. One, it's because the two stalwart leaders, Jayalalitha and Karunanidhi, are no longer there, and both the AIADMK and DMK are contesting elections for the first time alone without their patriarch. Second is that this is an election where M.K. Stalin and EPS, both of them are locking horns. While M.K. Stalin is a 50 years of experience behind him, EPS is seen as a newbie who's contesting for the CM's post for the second time. And for M.K. Stalin, this will be the first time that he will get to sit on the CM's chair if the DMK wins. Thirdly,
now coming out there and voting, Akshaya, if you can give me a glimpse of what exactly Dinakaran's prospects are in his constituency, do take us through. Dinakaran is, in fact, TTV Dhinakarn will be directly fighting an AIADMK candidate. So as much as his own auntie Sasikala has supported the AIADMK, Dinakaran, her nephew now from the AMMK party, will be now fighting an AIADMK candidate in the fray. What are the prospects? Akshaya, if you can hear me.
RK Nagar's turn as well. The way he... Nabila, if you can hear me, TTV Dinakaran is going to be an interesting factor to look forward to, because when we saw in RK Nagar as well, he was a dark horse who entered into the fray and emerged victorious, and this time around he will be contesting against the AIADMK, which means the DMK and its allies will have an upper hand here, because AMMK is likely to cut many of the AIADMK's vote share, is what analysts have been telling continuously to us, Nabila. As far as TTV Dinakaran is concerned, he has come forward as a very confident candidate, and he's in alliance with Asauddin Owaisi in the state of Tamil Nadu. And as he's polling right now, as he's casting his vote right now, his aunt, VK Sasikala, unfortunately will not be able to cast her vote. Her name was removed from the list after Poyes Garden, the residence of former Chief Minister Jayalalitha, was taken in by the government to make it into a memorial. So VK Sasikala unfortunately will not be able to cast a vote, but we're seeing that AMMK's General Secretary, that is TTV Dhinakarn, he is casting his votes, and he is very hopeful that his candidates will be coming forward and emerging victorious. In fact, there were many rebel MLAs who moved into TTV's camp, and all of them also will be contesting this election under his cooker symbol. So It is very interesting, because, you know, TTV Dinakaran is one of those people who's always alleged to be involved in cash for votes, but this election, it has been very stringent, and Kovilpatti, from where he will be contesting from, is going to see a tough battle as well. And once again, as you had mentioned, he will be contesting against an AIADMK candidate. So it will be interesting to understand the mindset of the people.
Absolutely, Akshaya. Do stay with us. We also have Pramod Madhav joining us right there from the constituency that Dinakaran is currently casting his vote. Pramod, if you can hear us, TTV Dinakaran now coming to cast his vote. What are his spirits? How excited or composed did he really look like? Because the man is now fighting from his AMMK party in collision with Asaduddin Owaisi's party. And he is also going to be fighting an AIADMK candidate, almost looking at the same vote base. The Tevar community particularly, both which favors the AIADMK. Even Dinakaran also is from the same community. He's also targeting the same vote bank.
TTV Dinakaran this way because he has faced IT raids, he has faced jail time, a lot of issues. Still, he has been like a very composed, and the biggest shocker for not just TTV Dinakaran but for everyone else was Sasikala backing off from politics. However, another big time shocker for now is that she can't even cast her vote. TTV Dinakaran and the alleged General Secretary of AIADMK, which is still being contested, that person cannot cast her vote. That also, has not taken up TTV Dinakaran over here. Like you mentioned, even though Kamal Hassan said that he's bringing a third formidable front, it looks like TTV Dinakaran had a little bit upper hand over here because he brought in AIMIM to the state. When we asked about this also, he very clearly mentioned that for several months they were having talks regarding it, and then finally he went ahead. And then a very important part that you mentioned as well is that he is contesting at Kovilpatti, not RK Nagar. And in Kovilpatti, he's going to contest against Kadambur Raju, current minister from AIADMK, and he very clearly mentioned that he will win from there as well. It looks like TTV Dinakaran over there has already made a lot of groundwork, and that's the reason could be for him to be quite composed at this spot currently, and he's voting as we speak.
Yeah, Pramod, did you say that TTV Dinakaran cannot cast his vote? Because here we're looking at him entering the poll booth to cast his vote. We know that his aunt Sasikala is not able to cast her vote this time because her name is removed off the list, considering she no more stays in Post Garden residence. But what about TTV Dinakaran?
TTV Dinakaran is casting his vote as we speak along with his family. The shocker is that his aunt Sasikala cannot cast her vote.
Right.
Apparently, there was a kind of confusion, and her lawyer mentioned that only by 16th of March they were informed that her name was not on the voting list, and that too because the place she stayed, that is Poet Garden, Jayalalitha's Veda Illam was taken over by government, and that's the reason the name was removed from the voting list, not just hers, but Illavari's as well. So that turned out to be a shocker. And in fact, the lawyer mentioned that Sasikala was completely upset about it, even asking her that this term, even after going through all these hurdles, she can't even cast her vote. Her team calls this as an attack on her identity. But for now, they have made it sure that the next election goes smoothly.
Right.
They will handle all this.
But here, let me quickly focus around TTV Dinakaran here. I'd like to ask you, Pramod, we're looking at TTV Dinakaran, who's fighting an AIADMK candidate. In fact, an AIADMK strong candidate on that side as well. We are looking at, on one hand, his own aunt, Sasikala, supporting the AIADMK. On the other, Sasikala's nephew, TTV Dinakaran, fighting an AIADMK candidate in his constituency. So how do you look at it, and what do you think are the prospects here, considering that both TTV Dinakaran and the AIADMK, AMMK and AIADMK are both targeting a particular Tevar community? It seems like it is the traditional AIADMK vote base, which even TTV Dinakaran belongs to.
Certainly, Nabila, we did put forward this question to TTV Dinakaran as well. We asked him earlier as to why he chose Kovilpatti instead of RK Nagar earlier, and we asked him also, is it because of the allegation that this is a caste, there are a lot of caste-based votes which can aggregate over there. For which TTV Dinakaran said that there is nothing like that, and he has only come over here as per the discussion and agreement with his fellow party men. Now, Kadambur Raju is the minister from AIADMK who is going to contest over there, and interestingly, Sasikala has only said that Amma's government should be formed. She has not mentioned any party's name so far, and that's the interesting factor. They are still trying to be a bubble over a local lead, so that kind of relationship they are maintaining. All are calling this as that Amma's government should be formed. When we asked this question to TTV Dinakaran, whether he wants AIADMK to be defeated or DMK to be defeated, he also give us a kind of subtle message only saying that they will win and form Amma's government, and that's what he has given as an answer so far. However, after TTV Dinakaran suggesting from Kovilpatti, the fight there seems to as per sources is going to be extremely crucial and neck to neck.
Thank you, Pramod, for joining us with those details. Here's visuals coming in of TTV Dinakaran there, casting his vote at a constituency where he's having a direct fight with the AIADMK candidate. Appears both are going to be targeting the same Tevar community, a vote base traditionally that favors the AIADMK. Now, let me quickly cut across.